Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. And for those who are new, or if this is the first time you click on one of my videos, thank you. My name is Milu. I was born clairvoyant, psychic, and a medium. Both Pats, Pat Red and Pat Reyes, and Noel, thank you very much for your help. I really appreciate it. I was not looking at the screen. If anyone in the chat tried to say hi to me, I'm sorry, I was doing something else. In any event, today I feel I have to, something happened yesterday and it brought back old memories for me when I was growing up. After the verdict of the trial, impeachment trial, I didn't mean Romney. I met John Jr. and the president, Trump, started tweeting, basically it feels like threats, and Trump Jr. demanded that Romney be removed, or whatever he has to do, that Romney should no longer be a part of the Republican Party. When I was growing up, I believe I've shared some of these things with you. A good part of my life, I was born under a dictatorship and never knew that anyone could become president besides him. Because elections to me, when I was down there, I was a kid, was a big joke, because only one person, we only had one candidate, and you better write only one name down. So to me, it was never serious. And just like Trump and his kids, Duvalier's kids, Papa Doc, his kids did not take part in his political activities. Yes, he used to use them as props, from what I vaguely remember, but not like this. But, in this country, Trump cannot openly have people assassinated. What Papa Doc used to do when you crossed him, whether you were right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It all depends on how he felt that day. You're done. I remember a family that used to who used to live a few blocks from me. I'm not sure if I should use their last name. I still remember the name. And he caught my attention because he owned a black Cadillac, and my father owned the same thing in blue. And I preferred his at that time because his was black. So I used to pay attention to him. This guy was a family guy. He had 3 or 4 kids, if I recall exactly. I knew them, they knew me, but we weren't friends like people in my immediate neighborhood. And you know what? One day he disappeared, never to be found. When Trump Jr. and Trump started bad-mouthing Romney, it brought that memory to me and things that used to take place in Haiti. I lost the reason why these things come back, and a lot of people don't understand where we are in this country at this time. I lost four or 5 cousins, and I'm not kidding. If you Google Lalane, Lalane, that's my cousin, he was shot in front of his clinic. So these things, to me, those moves that Trump Jr. and Trump are doing to people like myself who are able to recognize those type of threats. This country basically is reminding me of the place where I was born at, and I thought I left behind, and I would never see it again. And people ask me sometimes, why don't you go back to Haiti? You were born there. They don't understand. I am not afraid. And I'm not going to put myself in any danger. I have a good friend of mine. In fact, he's the one. He was psychic. He's the one who predicted that I would be doing this for people after I graduated from college. I told him he was nuts. There is no, he says, nice degrees, but you're going to be doing readings for people. I told him that was never going to happen. And here I am. But you know what? He was shot because he went to visit, and I told him not to go. Him and his wife. No, but he was with his wife when I told him, I said, don't go. He didn't listen to me. He went. He got shot because they were over a money dispute. He loaned the government money. In any event, that's a long story. I'll tell you that story some other time. The point I'm trying to make is I've known a lot of people who are victims of dictators. And Trump is displaying the same traits. Okay? The only difference here, his family is part of it. And intuitively speaking, my prediction is he's going to fail. He's taking, I think it's crazy. This morning he's going to celebrate his acquittal. If I were him, I wouldn't. Intuitively speaking, if he thinks it's over, I'll make another prediction. It's not. This is going to continue. Investigations, whether we are aware of them or not, it's going to continue. And there are more things behind the scenes, intuitively speaking, when I touch with them, that are going on and we are not aware of. And also, I was watching Nancy Pelosi this morning. She gave a news conference. It's obvious to me there is a lot more that's to come out. And if Trump thinks he's going to be able to scare Nancy or intimidate her, that's not going to work. In fact, she said something this morning I think she's amazing in a sense that she said something a lot of people in government are afraid to say. And I mentioned it yesterday. I said about his face. Nancy said, I'm sure some of you have heard it, he appeared sedated. But to me yesterday, it was more than sedation that's going on with Trump. Intuitively speaking, there is a major health issue going on. We will find out about that in time. And I made the prediction about his health issues. At the same time, I predicted that Sanders was going to have health issues. So, but Nancy went there, and intuitively speaking, it felt like to me, it's a shot over Trump's bow that to let Trump know it was not done because she was angry and she was just talking like some guy on TV said. I mean, after he said she was just rambling. I don't feel Nancy Pelosi was rambling, intuitively speaking, because she's speaking, I'm reading her, okay? Intuitively speaking, to me, what she was doing was to let Trump know, I know a lot more about your activities, whether in private or in public, than you know. And I am coming for you. And let me tell you guys, right now, what happened yesterday has the semblance of a win. And last night I was reading something around 9 o'clock because the gym won yesterday. I went to the gym and I was so tired afterward because I woke up around 3:30 yesterday morning. I couldn't fall back asleep. It happens every once in a while. So I was so tired after gym, So I was relaxing and I was reading something on Twitter from my iPad. And intuitively, what I kept getting was hollow when it comes to this victory that Trump thinks he has. And he's taking a victory lap this morning. If I was him, I know he can't help it. I would quietly go back into the office and try to do some work. Unfortunately for him, that's not what he's doing. The TV is to my left. I'm not going to take a look at it because I don't want to lose my train of thought in the pictures that I am seeing. I feel like saying Nancy Pelosi is going to be measured. She's going to be very deliberate on how and tactical on how she's going to drop some of the secrets that we are not aware of about Trump, his family, and some things that are coming out. Lev Parnas has more to let us know, to tell. Nancy Pelosi was aware of those things. And it's not because he was, trying to, there was any kind of interaction in the sense that it was planned between her and him. There is no relationship. But people are using WhatsApp and they think it's safe. I wouldn't count on that. Yes, I know it's encrypted. There is a lot more going on behind that we are not aware of. I feel Nancy Pelosi is going to drop some major bombs when it comes to information on Trump. Thank you, Marietta. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your generosity and the super chat. Thank you. The thing is, like I have said before, the impeachment trial that ended, like I said before, it hasn't ended and it's going to get worse for Trump going forward. And as I am saying this, I'm being shown the picture of something I read this morning. I almost forgot. In fact, I didn't even write it down. I forgot to write it down this morning because the phone rang. The thing is, I read that Trump lost. From what I understand, he was trying to sue Deutsche Bank to prevent them from releasing documents, his financial documents and the like. He lost that this morning. I'm sure he's probably going to try to bring it to the Supreme Court. I don't know which court, who was looking at it. Okay. And like I've been saying for the past almost 2 years now, it's going to be a bunch of documents that are going to be published that are going to cause Trump to walk away because it's going to be very difficult for him to take. And if you look at him this morning, I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw a clip of him at the prayer breakfast this morning. I didn't feel he's a winner in this whole thing. And he is projecting how he's feeling on others. And I am sure right now, from what I understand, he was going to speak to the nation about the trial. He's going to continue to project. There is something else that's going on as well. Nancy did it this morning. She basically called him a liar, and she went point by point about his lies, and she had some stats to prove that Trump was lying. There is going to be an effort like that from the Democratic Party because it hasn't been done properly or nor well coordinated to prove that this guy is lying to everyone, his base including, and trying to do it to us. But what Trump is doing right now, like I said yesterday, and that's what he was trying to do during the State of the Union, he knows he has the base, so now he's trying to convince the rest of America. And also there is something else that he's doing that reminded me of Papa Doc as well, but he's doing it in a different way. Papa Doc used to drive around in his fancy Mercedes-Benz. That car was amazing, you guys. Oh my God. But anyway, let me go back to the topic I was talking. This guy had a beautiful Mercedes-Benz. So he used to drive in his cortege, a presidential thing, and through his windows, he used to throw money at people as he was driving by. Trump is doing it in a different way. He's going to impoverish or send people to impoverished black communities, and he's giving money to them. I don't feel it's going to work, but that's another data point that reminded me of Haiti. And also what I've shared with all of you, I tweeted when this man became president, or after the election, I tweeted about his tendencies and his plans. He's still hoping that he can have one of his kids follow in his footsteps. It's not going to happen. They are so used to their ways of doing things. They've become blinded. They become blind, of how other people view them. And they think that they're going to be able to, like he was able to basically frighten the Republicans and make sure that they voted to acquit him. He is thinking he's going to be able to convince them, if he survives till 2020, to give him not only 2020, 2024 as well. That's the thinking. And he thinks that he's going to be able to, if you see what he has been doing since yesterday after the acquittal, it's like he's trying to scare people. Like this morning when he said he does not tolerate people who use their religion or hide behind their religions, okay, as they use religion as a pretext to vote against, basically, Romney voted against him. And he says, how the way he's talking, if you look at his face, every time I look at Trump, he's trying to project a picture of Mussolini. I've never said this before, but today I'm letting it out. And as if you should be scared of him. And the guy is little that he knows. His cowardness is showing all over his face. He can't even stand up to Nancy Pelosi. The other day, that's why he didn't turn around when she was tearing up that speech. He was terrified. He couldn't turn around. Instead, he kept his head only in front of him and tried to get out of there. But I'm simply giving you guys my intuitive impression of what Trump, first of all, he's bringing back old memories for me. They used to be pretty scary. And he's trying. I'm not afraid now because I know what's coming. But when you are in the middle of these situations, you don't know who's next to you, or if they misheard something you say wrong. You may get a visit from the Tonton Makuts later on that day, or sometimes soon. That's the atmosphere Trump Jr. and Sr. are trying to create in the Republican Party. And also, I corrected someone on Twitter the other day who said, oh, we should be afraid. And I said, fear is the last thing we want to feel. Like, I don't remember who said that. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. And that's what happened in Haiti. Everyone became afraid of a small group of people who were terrorizing the public because whether they didn't like you for whatever reason or they misheard you said something and they said, oh yes, you said it against Papa Doc and they can kill you. That's what Trump Jr. and my frame of reference and Trump are trying to do in this country, and it's not going to work. I feel it's going to fail. And as I have predicted before, I know this is, at this point where we stand, this is really out of left field. This family is going, in a few years from now, after this presidency is over, they are going to be maybe upper class people, like a couple of millions, as opposed to the billions they have now. Because, I feel they're going to lose Mar-a-Lago and more. That's what's coming for them. So I hope they enjoy it now, because everything Trump is doing right now is going to come back. Those kids, they have on those cages. And this intimidation thing that he's doing, and he has his Republican buddies following him like a bunch of little dogs, okay, that's going to break too, because they're going to get tired of it. And thinking that they are not ambitious, he wants 8 more years. Some of those guys are going to stand up. Right now, they are holding up their nose and following and acquit him because they think by doing this they can secure their re-election. A lot of them are going to lose, and they're going to lose the Senate. That's my prediction. And yes, I will repeat this again. McConnell will leave the Senate in shame. This is not going to be pretty when it ends. And those of you who are terrified and thinking that he's going to get away with it, it's not going to happen. This is America. Justice take a long... one thing I learned about this country, because in my country, where I was born at, there was no such thing as justice. You go to court with somebody, but they pay the judge. And, that's it. You're done, as far as I can remember. There was no such thing as justice. But in this country, it may take a long time. It takes time to build a case against somebody. It may take time to convince people as to what's going on. And that's, there is something that is happening, that happened. I don't feel anyone has, we are so frustrated with what's going on, we're not paying attention. What Romney did yesterday has a tremendous effect on the base. No, we're not feeling it yet. What other Republican senators have said in the word of the Senate are resonating. We simply haven't felt the effect yet. Their words are reaching their base, although the result makes their base happy, but their base is fully aware that there is something wrong here. And a lot of them know the way this is going down, it shouldn't be. They are questioning how far this is going to go. Yes, they love it that Trump got acquitted. Like I have always said, there are a group of them. They're never going to, no matter what. In fact, even if they caught Trump stealing, it's fine. Let him be. He should be where he is at. But there are others. That seed is planted on their minds. And yes, they are thinking and wondering. They may not say it out loud. But in my opinion, well, not my opinion, intuitively speaking, those seeds will grow. And it's not going to take a long time for them to bear fruit. So it's going to be an interesting development as well. But I feel Trump's victory lap today and this morning were premature. And I feel like saying 2. It may not be 2 days. Or I'll say within the next 2 days to 2 weeks, we're going to hear other news, things that are going to come out about Trump and this administration. And all those things as well are going to send Republican senators running for the hills. It's going to be very interesting to watch them, how they react. Because right now, McConnell thinks he's going to be able to, well, he thinks he shut this down and they're going to move on. They're going to move forward. Not going to happen. This is going to be like an albatross around McConnell's neck. It's not going to go away. My prediction is worse to come. As far as documents, people are going to tell on Trump. There's a lot of chatter or things that are being said or reports that are being sent to people who should know about all types of activities that Trump and his family and others, and also those who are enabling the Trumps from doing what they are doing. It's going to be shocking, but stay tuned. Don't get frustrated. Hang in there. Like I've always said, regardless of what happened with this acquittal, don't despair. Don't let it raise your blood pressure. It's not worth it. It's only the beginning. I know I shouldn't say it's not worth it, but let it go, because this is our country. We care because we are used to our presidents, no matter what, even if they lie once in a while, but the way it's systematically being done, okay, we're not used to it. So it's for now. Hang in there. Things will change. Okay. Oh boy. Did I speak too long? I think I got a little carried away, but sorry about that. Okay. Because I wanted to share why I recognize the pattern, the way Trump went about attacking Romney, Trump and his family, among others. I recognize that pattern very well. In Haiti, it caused immediate death. In this country, it's not immediate death yet, but it can lead to that, but they will fail. So that's why it took me a little longer than usual to get my point across. I hope it made sense. Okay. I will answer a few questions, and then I will run, because there are a couple of other things that I have to do. Let's see. Oops. Margaret Tucker. Will Trump get his crazy followers to physically harm Senator Romney? If he could, or others who are against him, is Nancy in any danger from Trump? Yes, the potential is there, but I don't feel anything is going to happen to them. If we, somebody get arrested because I mean, how stupid can people be? This is 2020. Your phone can be traced. Oh, God. He fought some kind of threat to Schiff's office. So, yeah, people are going to, make threats, and they will get arrested. But honestly speaking, I will tell you guys, if I see something is going to go wrong, I would like to think I'll see it. I was watching Nancy Pelosi this morning, and I mean, I'm not God, something can slip by, but I was watching Nancy Pelosi this morning during her news conference. I'm not seeing anything bad. Nancy Pelosi is going to be around for a very long time. So she's going to be a pen and a thorn on Trump's side for a very long time, even when he's no longer president. She's not going to mention his name. But yeah. And as for Schiff, I was looking at Schiff speaking on Mado last night. Now, I don't see it. Yes, that's what Trump is trying to do, and we all know it. It's nothing new. Basically, trying to create fear. Don't be afraid. That's the last thing we want to feel right now. Like I told somebody on Twitter either yesterday or the day before yesterday. Keep talking, And there's one thing, guys, I don't want to sound like... I love to watch the transfer of power between one president, to another. Because where I was born, I never saw that. And I had to learn this thing when I came to this country. Let me tell you something, guys, that stays with me every time. I'm like, oh my God, I think this is crazy. I can go anywhere. The street names don't have any meaning to me. I have to pay attention. I have to force myself. And it's because of the first, when I was growing up, the neighborhood where I lived at, it was outside of the capital. There were no street names. So the way we used to go to places, it's like, okay, you go down the street, you turn right, and you go, so many, we didn't use miles, but so much, and then you watch for a blue house or a green house on your right-hand side, and, things like that. So, how we, early in life, how those things affect us. So that's why when I explain to people, those things that are happening now, they're reminding me when I was growing up. I simply wanted to give you guys a palpable example. I still have to force myself to pay attention to streets name. It's just like when I was growing up, my area, in the capital, they had street names and everything. But my area, it was different. Not different, but they didn't. And also, it was a new area. Okay, you purchase it. If I recall, I remember vividly my father talking to my mom. He was going to buy a parcel of land, and he was going to build a house. So we were among the first people who bought properties, land in that area, and my father built. So there was no street names. It was like whenever they start building a new development, and they simply remove all the trees, they clean it out, and start building. And that's what happened. And so we never had, it was a pretty big area too. There was no street name. So that's why till this day, I have to make a conscious effort to pay attention to the street names. I always try to go, I don't know if I'm using my intuition, but I have to force myself to do that. That's why I can go places. Maybe that's what makes my sense of direction so bad. If I don't have GPS, I get lost. Okay, I have to go, my friends. Please, if you have questions, post them. I will be back tomorrow unless we have breaking news. Sorry if I get carried away a little bit, but I had to bring up a little bit of my background and how and why I feel. I should warn everyone, you're not crazy. What you're feeling and being terrified about what you're seeing, I recognize that pattern. And yes, we have to do something about it. Thank you for joining me. Those who are new, I appreciate your support. Please subscribe if you like the channel, and also tap the notification bell in order for you to know when I'm online or when I post a video. Till tomorrow at 12. Bye.